Hi, and welcome to my kitchen, Cooking with Yaya. Today, we're going to take these pretzel rods and turn them into these delicious pretzel rods. In this video, I'm going to show you all the ingredients that you need and each step to complete these beautiful, delicious pretzel rods. So let's get started. First, you're going to need wax paper. Then, feel free to buy the pretzel rods from anywhere you want. I choose and like the Heath toffee on top of them. And then my favorite, the chocolate and the caramel. I've been buying my chocolate and making chocolates for over 35 years at a local place here in St. Louis called Sally's. Feel free to buy your chocolate and caramel from anyone you want. That's just what I've been using for a long, long time, so I prefer it. I've got dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and then I also have some white chocolate to drizzle on top of the pretzels. So really it's your preference if you want dark or milk. In this one, I'm going to choose the milk chocolate. But to get started, the first thing we're going to do is cover the pretzel in caramel. So the caramel is also Nestle's, and again, it's called Nestle's Peters, or whatever brand you want. And I'm going to kind of take off a hunk about the size of a walnut. And I'm just going to real quick, it does take a few minutes to make pretzel rods. They're a little time consuming, but whether you're making 1, 2, 50, you do want to take the time to put all the pretzels with the caramel on them first. So here's one. I'm going to lay it down, kind of gently cover over the top and then this side, and then close it over with this side. And I'm going to carefully, because believe it or not, you can break these pretzel rods one after another if you're not careful. And then you got to eat them. Nothing else to do with them. But if you want to make the complete pretzel rod, just kind of be careful and kind of mold it down like this. And then we'll set it down next to that one. Now let's try that again. So again, I'm taking a hunk of the caramel. Sometimes it can be a little bit hard to get, but it's nice and fresh. And then I don't know if you remember the silly putty days or the Play-Doh, but just kind of take it, stretch it out, whether it's a big circle or square, but just kind of long. Again, take a pretzel and go over the top. Fold over the one side and then fold over the other. Then you ought to be able to kind of with your hands carefully kind of mold and push down, but you want to do it carefully not to break the pretzel rod. And again, I'm not going halfway down. I'll have a nice big handle on these, but they're so pretty besides being delicious. They're really pretty when they're all done. So here's our first three. And you know what? We're going to start by melting chocolate. I'm going to choose the milk chocolate, and one of the most important things on chocolate is microwaving them, but very slowly. So we're going to start out with 30 seconds. So a few tips on melting chocolate. Again, you want to melt it very slow. You don't want water anywhere around. 1 drop of water can ruin a bowl of chocolate. You also, if you heat it too hard, too quickly, too hard, it will harden the chocolate and ruin a bowl that way. Also, if you're making fish that day, you may not want to make chocolates. If these sit on the counter and you've got fish all in the smell of the kitchen, they will adhere that smell to it. So you just kind of want to watch out what you're cooking also that same day. All right, let's see how this chocolate looks. And the bottom is hot. And as you can see, most of it has melted. And I can feel that the bottom is pretty hot, so I'm going to continue to stir. So again, because the bottom is hot, it could overheat this chocolate. So I'm going to stir to try to cool down the chocolate as well as the bowl a little bit. And I didn't heat up a whole lot of chocolate because we're just going to do a couple pretzels. Also, if you heat a bigger bowl, if the chocolate hardens again, you're just going to heat it in the microwave, maybe start out 15 seconds. All right, so this looks all nice and creamy. Everything looks melted. So we're going to take our first pretzel. I'm going to kind of put some chocolate on the side and just kind of roll it, as you can see. Cover all the caramel and then tap it. And then real quickly, step 2 and 3 is put it in with the toffee bits. Put it and lay it out on the wax paper real quick. Take the next one, kind of get the chocolate on the edge so it covers real nicely. And because I'm not using a whole lot of chocolate, it's taken a little bit of maneuvering to cover it. And we're just going to tap it. Again, roll it in the toffee bits. If you don't feel like you got enough toffee bits, feel free to just kind of drizzle a few more on top and kind of make your mound back up. Now let's do one more. So again, step 2 is kind of 2A, B. And this time, just to show you a different way, we'll just take the spoon, start at the top and just kind of take the spoon and go down. So it's kind of just soaking the chocolate down around the pretzel rod. Okay. And then again, just gently tap it. We just don't want too much of an excess. Make sure it's all covered. And then quickly roll it in the toffee bits. Sometimes you might just take a little bit extra. Now, because I have granite counters, these should dry pretty quick. If you don't, you can also have this on top or have a cookie sheet below or a plate. Take it, put it in the refrigerator for a few minutes just to let this harden up like these. And then while these are hardening up for a few minutes, we're also going to heat up the white chocolate. But what I wanted to show you, the finished product, is again, we've wrapped it in caramel, we've dipped it in chocolate, rolled it in the toffee bits, and then drizzled with the white chocolate. And then for like a little extra, if you want to just be fancy, I like these bags. Put a ribbon or a piece of tape. Also, if you're doing like a wedding and you want to make them a favor, you can make your own stickers. So you can kind of dress them up any way you want. And I've seen people put M&Ms on them and all different kinds of candies. So you can be as creative as you want. But now, we're just going to take a little bit of white chocolate, but I'm also going to put this in for 30 seconds, and we're going to use this to drizzle on the pretzel rods. All right, and again, we don't want to overheat the chocolate or heat it too fast, but 30 seconds, whether it's a bigger bowl of chocolate or about that size, it takes about 30 seconds just to get that chocolate to kind of break down. But again, we don't want to heat it up too fast, too quick. All right, let's see. A few more minutes, let's try it. All right, so they kind of look whole. Yeah, so I should have let it finish. All right, so we are. Even though it's a really small bowl, it needed the whole 30 seconds. So you know what? We're going to, because my microwave is by 30s, we're going to let it count down for about 10 seconds so we don't overheat it. Here we go. So that extra 10 seconds. There we go. So again, the bottom of the bowl is a little bit warm to touch, so I'm just going to stir to try to cool off the bowl as well as the chocolate so it doesn't overheat. All right. And now the fun part, we're ready to drizzle. So see, kind of take your fork like that. So I take a fork, there's many ways to drizzle. Some people use a piping bag, cake decorating bag. I just use a fork. So now we're just going to drizzle back and forth. And voila. Now we're going to let them dry. And when they're all dry, then you get to enjoy one. That's delicious. Thank you so much for cooking with Yaya. Have a great day.